This video I watched, man, did you see the video of the bear eating the dude?
No.
In India?
I like they had bears in India.
I didn't either. I'm pretty sure it was fucking India. I mean, for one, like, maybe that's why I went up to it, because he's like, what the fuck is that? That's a giant dog or something. Yeah, and if you were to look at your path through time...
Okay, I'm going to find my YouTube videos in like 100 years.
Well, yeah. I mean, that not only are they going to find your YouTube videos, they're going to reanimate you and instill an artificial intelligence in you, and like people are going to be able to go into your YouTube videos and talk to you, fuck you, kill you, set you on fire, you know, hang out with you, live with you, and every once in a while the reanimated version of you, because you didn't read the YouTube terms of services, you don't know what's in there, that reanimated version of you is going to be like, wow, have you tried the new McDonald's cheeseburger sauce? It's delicious! I love it! And that's what's going to happen, is everyone's going to
imagine that when that happens, when they get rights over people's identities, like their artificial identities, and they can use it for however they want to use it.
Oh yeah, it's done. I mean, that's definitely going to happen. I mean, that's one of the really fast... what that is the telescoping implosion of the universe into itself, and that creates like an alternate reality populated by AIs of humans that used to exist that have been reanimated. Dude, I heard the best explanation of ghosts. This is great. We're going to go from like the body of Christ to coast, but I just heard like this
R.I.P.
Yes, R.I.P. This, the best explanation of it. So the idea is time is not linear. It's all happening at once. Mm-hmm. And so ghosts are actually an encounter with a living thing.
Okay.
It's a dilation of time and space. So like when you're sort of encountering a thing that is actually living right now. You know, this is a really fun, in chaos magic, this is like one of a really fun, it's all thought experiments, but one of the things you could do, for example, is begin to, you know, in Buddhism it's called offering merit, and you say, you know, may all beings be happy, may all beings be peaceful, there's many versions of it. And we think of this based on linear, past, present, future. People now, future people. But you could actually extend that to the past too.
Right.
And so what you could do is just fun experiments, for example, is you could say a prayer for your person 20 seconds ago to be a little happier. And then sometimes, like right now perhaps, you feel that prayer happen because you're doing it in the future. And so when you start playing around with time in that way, then ghosts start making more sense. The idea of some disembodied fucking vapor that's pissed off floating around. I can't remember which comedian did it. It's got a great joke, which is like, why don't they go to better houses? It's a brilliant joke.
There's some hotel I can't remember the name of, but there's some room where there was like a fire and or somebody got raped or something. I don't know what it is, but the situation is something horrible happened. They don't rent it out anymore to people, but it's still in the building.
Well, yeah, fires and rape, that's a huge possibility spectrum to get thrown into.
You know, I really don't know, but certainly there are places that you go to that feel sacred, like Ram Dass's house, for example.
You know where I just got back from? You know Petra in Jordan?
Yeah.
I was just exploring the Middle East, just backpacking around. That place has some sacredness to it, for sure. You seen pictures of it and stuff?
Yes.
Petra's insane.
It's amazing.
It's insane. It's like literally, the only way I can describe it is like navigating inside of a crashed alien spaceship, because you can tell that this is like the remains of like a super civilization.
Yeah.
And they just rediscovered it like, I don't know, in 1890 or something like that.
And you felt like an energetic field there?
You can feel definitely an energy. I mean, I was on acid for most of the time, but you can feel something there.
Yeah, I did that.
Walking back in time.
I do that acid thing too, and I always catch myself doing it where, like, in a weird way, I almost feel like, well, I was on acid, so, you know, probably bullshit, and it's good. You're a good scientist to admit that, but sometimes I think, shit, man, that almost, like, makes it more valid. So we think of the church as the body of Christ, or we think of the satsang as the body of Maharaji, or however you want to put it, and then you imagine that, like, Christ is being crucified right now. And then you imagine that you can be part of the love field that was enveloping him in that moment as he was in a very excruciating situation, you know. And it's really sweet to imagine that in the same way that these beings help us, we can help them too. It's a reciprocal relationship. Something really quite beautiful and grim about an octopus mother has babies and then allows the babies to feed on her and eat her. And that happens with certain insects too, where like the mother becomes the nutrients for the babies. And so you look at this sort of proliferation of the being genetically through time, and it actually becomes the nutrients of its next, of it moving through time.
Yeah, that's the same thing as us. We're the reincarnation of our ancestors, and our instincts and stuff like that are literally glimpses into our past lives.
Oh, and what could be better than being eaten by God? It's like, it's so wonderful to, because that means you're going to assimilate with the divine. That means that you're in a assimilatory process where you're being absorbed into the circulatory system and respiratory mechanisms of some incredible infinite being of which we're all a part. And I love that. That's beautiful. And looking that in the eye. Thank you, man. Cheers. Hare Krishna.
Yeah,
safe travels. I can't wait to hear about the trip.